Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Fantasy Untitled podcast. I am your host, Eric Sonnier, with my co-host here, Blake Gambino. What's up, dude? How's it going?
I'm on a winning streak in fantasy, so it's a good week.
There you go, dude. I'm
Feeling
back. I
good.
was sick. I was sick last week. I was trying to come to some questions from bed, but I'm back and feeling better. But to get started, just go ahead and like and subscribe to us down here. Hit that little bell so that when we start going live, you get the alerts. And you can become an all-access member of Fantasy Six Pack to get access to the award-winning rankings, DVS projections, betting advice, and other league-winning content. Best of all, you get access to the analysts directly on our Discord where you can get custom advice for your leagues. Go to fantasy6pack.net/plans and use promo code F6PNFL to save 10% when you sign up today. But yeah, so let's get into what we're going to be talking about this week. We got week 8. No, is it week 8 or week 7?
Week 7.
Week 7. Saints are 3-4. I was at the game for a little bit actually, right before I was still kind of sick, so we left at halftime. But it was good that I left at halftime. It was terrible. The Saints are terrible.
I had free tickets to go and some pretty nice seats, and I was like, no, not going. So
yeah, it was just bummy. Like I was actually booing for the first time. I was just like watching these dudes play offense. It's just like it's hard. You know what I mean? Like it's just terrible. Derek Carr, I'm convinced now from the angle I was looking at I was in the end zone, so I was like able to see the receivers. I was like, let me see if these dudes are actually getting open. He's just missing them, I'm not blaming the line anymore. I'm not blaming Carmichael anymore. This dude Carr is just terrible, dude. He's just bad. He looked at one guy the whole time, and if he's not open, he just chunks it down to Kamara. That's all he does. That's his game right there. He doesn't progress. He just looks at one guy, and if it's not there, he dumps it off.
Actually, what I was noticing last night, like watching the Vikings and the 49ers game, is even Brock Purdy, who's basically a rookie. I mean, he didn't even play a full season last year. He threw some picks, but watching him play, he looked like a real quarterback in the sense of like he was throwing to a spot, and it seems like Carr will only throw like to a person. Like Jameis was kind of the same way. Like he's only throwing directly to a guy. Like it's so nice. Like it reminds me of Drew Brees. Like just watching those guys last night. Like even Kirk Cousins on a few plays. Like he knows where the guy's gonna be, so he's throwing it like to the position of like where the crossing route. He doesn't even really need to lock in and like look at him. He's like, I know that guy's going over there, and he throws it. And I mean, Kirk Cousins is scorching the 49ers defense, and we're having trouble against the Jaguars. Like, oof.
I mean, they're all saying the Jaguars are this good as team, but like they look terrible to me. They were worse than us. Like it felt like they just got lucky and Foster Moreau dropped the pass, where that was going to overtime. But yeah.
Yeah, really. I really thought we were going to go for 2, actually, too, honestly.
I thought it was an option, too. Derek Carr, though, he just bad. I mean, like you're saying, Drew Brees. Like, you know what I mean? He knew where everybody was going to be. That's why you can make up for being so short. He knew where the people were going to be, so he just put it on a spot. And, the receiver was always there because he was running a correct route.
Just real quick, add some context to it, too. I was looking at stats of Derek Carr because he's had a lot of different coaches and offensive coordinators throughout his career. And every first year with a new offensive coordinator or a new coach, he's pretty ass. But it's the next year that he actually starts playing well. So maybe it's like one of those scenarios, and I'm obviously not comparing him to Tom Brady, but, Brady, when he was with the Bucs for that first 8 weeks or 10 weeks, they were pretty ass, and then he turned it on. So, maybe we really should be trying to give him more credit of like, just in the sense of, because he obviously doesn't know the playbook. He's throwing to Olave when he's not even on the progression, and Michael Thomas is outing this dude on Twitter on shit, So it's like
he did. He stood up for Olave, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we we got him for 3 more years, so we're gonna have to hope that he gets better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there is a way to get out of it after 2 years. So if he doesn't pick it up after that, I'm sure. I really would rather at this point lose every game for the rest of the season, get a high draft pick and draft a quarterback, and then let him play one more year. And then if he sucks, let him go. Let the rookie play.
And look, part of that too is that if, like, say we keep Carr, but then we fire the coach and the coordinator, then he's just right back into the same position.
Right.
And he sucks anyway. So it's like,
right.
We're stuck between this rock and a hard place of like, do we want him? Do we want to keep the same people so he can like improve and actually be a decent quarterback next year with the weapons we have, or do we just want to like get rid of everybody and like blow it up?
The only thing that sucks is we're like our defense is good, but they're old. Like we have a lot of older guys on defense, so like they're not going to ever just stop trying to win. So we're not going to just lose the rest of the season. We're going to win more games. We're going to have a fucking. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. We're going to have a pick in between 11 and 17. You know what I mean? That's where we're going to be in that little sweet spot where probably not going to make playoffs, and then we're going to be right there in that area where no good quarterback is there. So we're going to draft an.
The craziest part is our next 10 games. I mean, our hardest game is probably the Lions, and they just got scorched.
We got a few this week we played Colts without Anthony Richardson. Then you got to play Justin Fields without the Bears without Justin Fields. So it's winnable games, but are we going to win? I mean, for two good weeks would be cool. But yeah, let's get off the Saints. So we can go on there for a while. Send us your trade if you're out there watching. I don't know if we have any viewers. Blake has that up. Send us a trade question. Send us your trade question.
Marlon's telling us we're late because we said 9:35 and it was about 9:50 when we started. So sorry about that, Marlon.
You got to blame. How do you even make it go this way? Oh, this guy. Blame this guy.
Sorry, guys. Family dinner night. So, but don't worry. We got a couple Eagles players on here for you to talk about. So
let's get into some good, bad, ugly. First off, we got on the good train. Who we got? We got some Patrick Mahomes. I think is that who you're talking about first? Patrick Mahomes, dude. The first time we talked about him this year, because obviously he's always good. So, but this week was really good. Actually, I actually have him in a 2-quarterback league, Marlins league to be exact. And they have like a premium for quarterbacks. So like this dude scored 75 points this week. I mean, literally 75 points.
He had 50 for me in a league where I have my best team, but I've been losing. And like I would have lost because the guy had Addison Monday night. And if Mahomes would have had like 40, I would have lost. So at 50, that's why you draft Mahomes. So it's great. We just put him on here because it's good to see him finally scorch somebody.
For real. 32 for 42, 424 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did throw a pick, but that's okay. When he's scoring points like that, I mean.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this last week, maybe me and Marlon. I started MVS in one league last week because I had Mahomes, and I'm like, all right, well, like hopefully he'll just catch a touchdown or something. 0 catches. I don't even think he had a target, actually.
No, MVS scored a touchdown this week.
Well, I'm saying last week when I started. So this week I didn't start him, and of course this week he has 18 points. So
the only reason I know that for sure is because we were playing golf Sunday morning, and Cole was like, "Damn, I forgot to set the lineup in this one league." He went and looked, and I was like, "Okay, well, you have to take this guy out." He was like, "Well, all I have on my bench is MVS." I was like, I literally looked at him. I was like, I bet that stupid idiot will probably catch a touchdown. He probably didn't have any catches last week. And of course, like the first play of the game was like a 75-yard touchdown to him. Like this dude gets lucky all left and right.
I know, and that was my whole reasoning behind starting him too. So it's like, all right, Marlon's got a trade question for us. Rashee Rice, and 24 first for Andrews. I'm assuming the tight end.
I currently only have a first and a fourth. I'm 1 game out of first place. And I'm assuming this is probably for a dynasty league, right?
Is your tight end junk or what? Like
for Andrews? Yeah, heck yeah, I would take that. If you're gonna be, I mean, it looks like you're 1 game out of first. So your first is probably gonna be a late first, right? So I'd definitely take that. I would smash that. Rashee Rice is good, but Andrews isn't very old, right? I mean, he's only like 25-ish. I would take that for sure. I would definitely take that, Marlon.
All right, Marlon, we're saying yes to that trade. You make that trade, buddy.
Dude, I think before this episode's over, we should talk about a trade. It's like the only time I'm face to face with you. I need some stuff, so we'll talk about it. But yeah,
everybody's trying to trade my dumb ass. Yeah, I got you. We can do it.
Yeah. Okay. So AJ Brown, dude, 15 targets, dude. AJ Brown's elite, right? I mean, dude's pretty good.
Wide receiver
15 targets,
year.
10 catches, 137 yards, 1 touchdown. Snap percentage is 82%. Wow. Okay, he's absorbed all the targets that Devontae Smith was getting. He's just not as good as he was before. AJ Brown is elite. I think he's at least top 6 or 7, right? I think I could probably name a few guys that are better than him in my mind.
Yeah, but I'm saying for the year he's wide receiver 3. He was wide receiver 3 this week, and he's wide receiver 3 for the year. And if you look at the way the Eagles are playing, I mean, even that 15 targets will tell you the dude is getting. I think he's had over 130 yards in like 5 straight weeks or something.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was. It was like 100 and something. And he's having like 7 he's averaging like 7 or 8 catches a game. Dude's good. Jalen Hurts probably obviously loves him. He's getting those like easy targets that Goddard was getting before. Even though Goddard's doing pretty well too. That kind of brings you to a point. Are the Dolphins just like not very good, or are they just kind of beating up on bad teams? Or
I did see a stat that said every great offensive game they've had has been against like a bottom 25 to 32 ranked defense.
Right.
So it's like
I was looking at the teams they played. The only 2 teams that they played were hard were the Bills and the Eagles. They lost both games, and they lost the Eagles game pretty badly too. So it wasn't really even close. Dude, is it going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles again in the Super Bowl? I don't think I can take it from Marlon if that happens again.
I mean, especially with the way Brock Purdy's playing now, it's like –
right.
And the 49ers, if they're getting beat by the Vikings, I mean, geez, I don't know. Vikings were getting just – they don't even have Justin Jefferson, and they beat them. That was a crazy game. So
one of my leagues, I needed 4 points left. I was telling you about it last night. 4 points from Christian McCaffrey and Ayuk with in the last 2 or 3 drives. I couldn't even get that because Purdy kept throwing it to the other team. Or Ray McLeod. That's what he kept going for. I was like, hey,
yeah, and then the pick he threw, he was throwing to Jennings anyway. So it wasn't going to go to Ayuk.
He loves both of those guys so much. It's like, bro, Ayuk is. If you actually look at Ayuk, he's huge. And Christian McCaffrey is obviously Christian McCaffrey, but yeah, we'll get off of that. So yeah, last one on the good. We got my boy AK.
Who that?
I got to watch him straight up. He looks young, dude. He's about to be 30, or if he is 30. He looks pretty good to me. 17 rushes, 62 yards, and the Jags defensive line was actually playing pretty well. I'll get you a Hurts jersey, Eric. Thanks. Just because he's an Alabama guy, I don't mind. The Eagles.
Right.
14 targets, 12 receptions, 91 yards, and a 2-point conversion. Yeah, dude, AK's back. He's looking good. Hopefully that lasts the whole season. He's eating up targets because Derek Carr is a dump-off queen. I'm not even calling him a king anymore because he's not good.
Yeah, look, RB2 this week, Alvin Kamara. So any person that, in our league for this website, I drafted Kamara, and I started out 0-4. I won 3 straight, though. So I'm back. This is, like I said, the first couple of weeks don't matter, so I'm really banking on that strategy right now. So hopefully I can pull that off. So it's been tough.
Sure. I actually have him in a few leagues as well, including Scott Fish. I lost my first game this week. That sucks. But I also went 1-1 and made the playoffs, so that is also good as well. But yeah, man, AK, it wasn't a great average wise in terms of the rushes, but like I said, the Jags defensive line actually didn't look too bad on the rush. It looked like they were stopping them pretty well. He did bust off a couple.
Plus, we had literally our whole offensive line was backups except for Ramczyk in the center, basically.
Yeah,
right? So
we had that's exactly right. We had
two undrafted rookies,
2 or 3 starters
playing freaking on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but he looked good. He's looking spry. Those 4 games off, I mean, must have helped him. Really, he's got fresh legs, right? It's only his 3rd game. So hopefully, you can keep riding him. But yeah, we can get into some bad if you want.
Do I ever? Because I have.
You got a few of these guys?
I had Keenan Allen in one league. Or not Keenan Allen. I have the quarterback, though. And
Herbert?
Tough. Yeah, Herbert did not have a good game, but we're looking at Keenan Allen, who got 9 targets, played 94% of the snaps, 9.5.
That's really not that bad of a game. I mean, that's 9.5 points. It's not what you want. But did you draft Keenan Allen to be your wide receiver 1?
Well, he's wide receiver 6 on the year, so that's why I put him in bad. Yeah. Because for being wide receiver 6, that's a bad game. So
he's on the field for 94% of the plays and got 9 targets. So, I mean, that's really more of a. Did Justin Herbert just miss him? I didn't really watch the game.
I thought about putting Herbert on here, honestly, too, because his stats and stuff did not look good. I didn't actually see the game to know if he played badly, though. I just, for more about if you're looking at your wide receiver 1, most likely, just because of where he's at ranked in the season, that's not you need more than 9 points,
But
you could have had MVS to get you 18. So.
On the opposite end, you got Josh Palmer out there balling out. Huh? I mean, he had over 100 yards for sure. I don't remember.
I think he had 5 for 130 or something. Yeah,
it was something really, really good.
I was one guy we could have put
leagues.
in
the
good too was Josh Downs for the Colts. He had a good game too.
He did, because Pittman did not have a good game, except he caught a really late touchdown.
He saved that. He literally had
a really
9
late
points
touchdown.
based off of just a touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah. So that really helped. Dude, I screwed myself in 12 pack. I waited. I didn't know that Metcalf was even questionable. So I just didn't even pay attention to that. And then he gets called out. It's so late. I'm like, oh damn. So I just throw what's his name, Keontae Ingram in. I don't think he even got a touch. He got a 0 on top of Bijan getting a 0. So I got the 4th highest score in 12 pack. Of course, I'm playing the highest score, and I only lost by 4 points, and I had 2 zeros in my lineup, bro. It's just such a horrible thing.
There's something about the way Sleeper does their when a guy's questionable, it's yellow.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
really hard to
sometimes
say.
like you're because I had Metcalf in another league too, and I saw him, and I have JSN instead, so I was gonna flip him out. But when I was going through the lineup in the morning of like Sunday morning, I don't know if I just didn't see the out or what, or if they hadn't said he was out yet.
But like, if
He's
you
just
look,
still listed as questionable.
let me see if I can put it on there. If you look, okay, other way. Like it says Metcalf is out, but it also says Cleveland's defense is in red. So it's like that's what you're not really looking at.
That's exactly what I was saying. And sometimes those defenses will be yellow if it's in the middle of the pack, right? So yeah,
and then green if they're good, if they're not that good. But like, it's just like, dude, it's not
one
even
thing
that.
I like
I
about
really should be paying attention, but
yeah, that's one thing I like about that Fantrax app we're using for, if I can give them a compliment about something, is if you have someone who's questionable or worse, like it'll send you an alert to say you have a questionable person in your lineup. So that's cool, just in case because they know, hey, you got 30 freaking leagues, you're not paying attention to this, so.
I actually I thank God I scored a lot of points and won the game, but I actually forgot that I had Metcalf in one of the leagues and started him. And I looked at it after the game and already started. I was like, I'm an idiot. Like, he's still in my lineup. I took him out of one and not the other.
Right.
Totally forgot.
That's where having a lot is tough, dude, for real.
So even the people that think that they know what they're talking about playing fantasy, they still make mistakes. That's probably the first time that's ever happened to me, that I started a dude that didn't even play in the game. I got to be honest with you. That hurts. But yeah, let's get on to our next guy, Amari Cooper. 2 catches for 22 yards on 8 targets. You got to chalk this probably off to the fact that Deshaun Watson really looks like crap. Also, and then you got
hurt immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was 1 for 5 for 5 yards and a pick when he was playing. He looked bad. And then you got PJ Walker that came in and didn't really do that much either. So, I mean, they scored a lot of points though.
They won.
They won.
They won 39-38, but like your number one wide receiver has 2 catches.
Right. So that's got to be do some hope for us, right? I mean, if PJ Walker can just beat the hell out of you, Derek Carr probably should be able to do the same thing, right? Or why aren't we paying PJ Walker then? You know what I mean?
I mean, that's how I feel about Tyrod Taylor. I'm like, well, and that's why I'm like watching Brock Purdy. Yeah. I'm like, there's just something about a guy who's, I guess you just have to be in the system a little longer to really know what's going on. Because even Brock Purdy, like before he threw those picks, and even on the picks, like you understood what he was doing. Like on one of the picks, like his guy just got hit, and so it messed up the timing. But it's so nice to see a guy making timing throws and not just throwing strictly based off of just arm strength and a guy being over there like Winston or Carr does. It's so nice to be like, I'm running a post, so I'm going to throw it now, even though the guy hasn't even broke yet. Like that's how you quarterback, So
I'm about to say that's called being a quarterback, not just like a clown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not just having an arm.
You don't really listen to Carr talk, and you're like, this dude sounds intelligent. You know what I mean? Like when Drew Brees was talking, you'd be like, okay, I want to listen to what he's saying because he knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? He studies, he plays hard.
Something about Carr's
before the game doing his little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something about Carr's. I don't even know how to explain it really, but
demeanor.
I was gonna say demeanor, but like when it's third down and the throw's crappy, like Drew Brees would snap his thing coming off, like his chin strap coming off, but that was it. But like Carr, every time he's like
yelling at people, yeah.
And it's just like, oh my gosh, like dude, it's so annoying to see like somebody be like, he's just blame you, it's you, bro. No one else is messing up. Like
you're 36 years old and you're yelling at Olave, who clearly doesn't like you. Like when him and Olave talk to each other, you could tell Olave doesn't like you. And
it's how Carr looks at Winston. It's like, dude,
yeah. Please stop talking to me. Right? Yeah. When they were showing that clip of Winston trying to talk to Carr about what he was doing wrong, Carr just like. Like shut up! I don't care what you say, that kind of thing. But like
QB1, bro,
you have no shot. Yeah.
Right. Like even when I'm hurt, they're like Taysom Hill.
Right.
Poor Winston. He's probably just as good as Carr, honestly. Like, and he's been in the system and he kind of knows a little bit. But he's the same way, dude. Like they wait. If a guy's doing a curl, they wait for the guy to fully do the curl and then be sitting waiting. When you throw in real life, you throw before the guy even turns. So he turns around and the ball's in his hand, like
that's why they're always taking sacks and the offensive line looks worse. It's because you're holding the ball way too long. It's because they're only looking at one guy. They're only looking at the one guy that the route's supposed to go to. You're supposed to progress. This dude isn't open yet. Look over here before you get sacked. You don't have that much time. I'm not saying our offensive line is great, but dude, it's not as bad as people are saying.
Kirk Cousins took 1 sack against 49ers defense yesterday.
Yeah, because he's quick. I like Kirk Cousins. I don't think he's bad. I would rather much.
This is one of his first primetime games he ever played well too. It's crazy.
Right. I would much rather Kirk Cousins over Derek Carr. I mean, there's a lot of people I would rather over Derek Carr at this point. I didn't really like Derek Carr to begin with. I just, you when you get him, you're like trying to be optimistic about it. But like him or Winston is not the answer.
It's
Obviously,
like one of those Madden things too. Like if he's your Madden, like if he's your quarterback, like he has an arm, like he's got legs. It's like he can think. So it's just about like, is he elite? No. That's like why my dad was saying, like, we should have just kept Andy Dalton. Like at this point, he plays exactly the same as Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton's playing better. Was playing better than him, obviously.
Right.
He doesn't throw as many picks as Andy Dalton, but Andy Dalton at least was throwing the ball, and him and Olave are on the great page, right? I mean, Olave was going off last year.
Right.
But yeah, let's go back to it. We got Raheem Mostert next. After he was like running back 2 before last year. Oh, you have Cooper Kupp on there?
No.
Raheem Mostert. Yeah, Raheem Mostert. He had an off game. He's been playing.
Tough defense too. The Eagles.
You got to chalk it up to the tough defense, and the Eagles were scoring a bunch of points, so they probably didn't need to rush that much. I mean, 9 rushes, 45 yards. That's not bad at all. I mean, that's
so 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, it's 5 yards a carry, 3 targets, 1 catch, 6 yards. It's just Tua was trying to do too much because he was trying to come back and win the game. He wasn't looking at the running back. They didn't run that much. Don't really look into that. He's been playing pretty well. It's really the only thing with Raheem Mostert you got to worry about is just injuries, right? I mean, he's always at a risk of getting hurt. But
that's a decent stat line if he puts a touchdown on that too. I mean,
right? Yeah. It's not bad. I just was looking at it as like he was running back 2, so it's not what you want from your guy that you're like, I'm definitely starting him no matter what defense he plays. But yeah, we can move on from that. I think in the ugly category, or that's where we're going to next. I think we got Cooper Kupp first. Kind of spoiled that a little bit.
Right. I had him mixed up in the rundown. Okay.
Cooper.
This one I put on here just because it's the snap percentage 100%. Is that like where I'm just like, that's an ugly game for you to have 100. You're on the field for every play. Like McCaffrey's supposed to be hurt. He played every snap. So you got a guy playing every snap and he's getting 7 targets. Like that's tough.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's really because of Puka, bro. Puka was balling. I like Stafford the way he's doing it. He's like mixing it up, right? He's not going to just go at Cooper Kupp the whole time. He's got Puka now, so he can throw it to him. I mean, didn't they win? So didn't the Rams win? Who'd they play? They might have lost actually.
No, they played like the Cardinals.
They lost to Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah, they played. Oh yeah,
they lost. Yeah. They lost to Pittsburgh.
Dude, because Kenny Pickett is only good in the fourth quarter. Apparently, like Kenny Pickett can be in the ugly category for quarters 1 through 3, and then he's in the good category for the fourth quarter. And maybe that's Matt Canada too. Who knows?
But yeah, 7 targets is still not bad. Matt Stafford's going to target the hell out of Cooper Kupp and Puka going forward. I think Puka had 12 targets for 8 catches and 100 and something yards, 158 yards. So how did he not get drafted earlier? I mean, goodness gracious. I mean,
Cooper Kupp was a low draft pick too. I mean, he wasn't drafted very high. So it's just like something about that scheme they're running over there. Like whoever's evaluating their talent at wide receiver, which is why people like Tutu Atwell and Van Jefferson were like, because I had both of those guys before the season started, and I only dropped them to pick up Puka, and I only cut Puka because I had 9 other guys that I thought I would play over him, like Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
Looking back, totally could have just cut Jahan. I could have traded Jahan Dotson because he had huge trade value in the offseason. Kept Puka.
Yeah, same.
Probably would have a way better
squad. I had Jahan Dotson as a 13th round keeper in that league. I could have traded him for whatever, man. Anybody would have wanted him. They were all hyping him up. And he was crap. I mean, he's crap now. He doesn't do anything, really. He actually had a good game. This week was like his first week where he had a few targets.
Right.
He just didn't have a great game yet. So hopefully that's coming. They like Curtis Samuel over there for some reason. Love him. And then they like who's that other guy they have over there that's like catching a ton of balls? Curtis Samuel and
it must be the tight end you're talking about. Yeah, because Samuel's the only one I started Samuel and Dotson in one league, dude. That's how bad my bye weeks were. I had to start them both.
Dude, I'm starting.
I won though.
In Marlins podcast league, I'm starting Sam Howell, Brian Robinson, and Logan Thomas. So like,
so you ride specifically on. Did the Redskins have a good week, or the Commanders? Did they have a good week?
It's a quarterback heavy, like, so that always works out. And Brian Robinson actually really does good pretty much every week. I don't know what it is. They like to give him the ball. Always gets a few targets every week. That's good. At the tight end position, like we talked about, it doesn't really matter. They're getting targets. He's going to be good. So that's all that really matters. But let's get into this next guy. I really have some passionate stuff to talk about this guy.
Let's go. I'm gonna let you.
I'm really because I had this dude in like every league almost. I lost a game by 4 points because he got a 0. I lost another game by 20 points. Scott Fishbowl, I could have been undefeated still because he had 0 points. I'm sorry, he had 0.4 or something like that. He had 1 carry at the end of the game.
I played him. I played Robinson in our F6P league, and I won by like 4 points.
Yeah,
so
it's ridiculous. It's not. It's like to the point of it's not even him that's ugly. It's the Falcons. That's who we should have put. Falcons is ugly. Like that's NFL like allows betting on their games. They allow people to play fantasy football like that for money. A lot of people got stuff rotting on that shit, and you're gonna make him active and then not let him play the entire game. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
You're not gonna say anything about it either. Like they didn't say a single thing about it until like the after halftime. You know what I mean? Like when they were interviewing the coach. That's when
I did see something about them saying that the Falcons could get fined because
I did see that because they
like
didn't
you're
say anything.
supposed to you have to designate whether a person's like they should have changed him to questionable, like
anything. Just right. Like even if it's like a warning before the game, hey, he might not get a lot of touches because he's sick. You know what I mean?
But would you have taken him out? You think?
Yeah, if they were like, he's probably not gonna. He's only gonna get a low snap percentage because he's sick. Yeah, I'd have did something. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a tough one. It made me think. Did I have a weird injury too? It made me think. I was thinking about for some reason, but I was like, I almost wish you could do an injury type of like. I almost want to like just make one league where like you can do subs and not like this guy played like crap and so I'm subbing him out. If I have a, you know what I'm saying? Like if say you did a league, that's why I always think about doing the league where you draft like a whole running back room. So like I have all the Saints running backs. Right. So Kamara gets hurt and Tony Jones Jr. comes in and gets 2 touchdowns. I'm getting those points still, So like
I would have almost even rather that like the dude played the first couple snaps and got hurt and he's out. That makes sense. Right. That's an accident. Like you purposely chose to withhold information. Imagine all the people that had like Bijan Robinson in bets. You know what I mean? Like Vegas, they had all the overs and the unders. How much money people have lost over this thing just because you didn't say anything?
Yeah, I wonder.
I feel like that's
Vegas
fucked,
refunded any of those bets too.
Yeah, right. They didn't. Right. He played.
I think they refunded people when Rodgers got hurt week 1.
And then did they?
Well, maybe it was like year-long bets. Like they might have like if you had a Jets to win the division type of bet, they might have refunded that,
But then like the worst part about it, like the salt in the wound kind of thing, is that he got a carry at the end of the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's like why? Like why did you do that? Like why did you let him play at all if he was sick? You know what I mean? Did he get better at the end of the game when y'all were winning? He got a little jolt of happiness because y'all were about to win the game. Like this is I don't know. I think it's fishy. I think the Falcons are already like my most hated team of all time. So like that really makes it even worse because I don't like the Falcons and I didn't want to draft him because of that reason. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway and took him in.
They're leading the division too, right?
I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, they got one more win than us, but I mean,
yeah.
It was actually good that they won because they beat the Bucks. So like all of us all have like around 3 or 4 wins,
right?
But it's just like I think it's screwed up. I think it's fishy for 1, for 2, and I think fuck the Falcons. Sorry for my language, but I don't like them. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Get it out of here.
On to the next, and I'm with you, dude. Like this is why I refused to draft the dude because there was a few weeks where I was like, man, I should, I was never gonna say I should have drafted Bijan over Jay Jettas, but now that Jay Jettas is hurt, I'm like, but then now this dude didn't play for. I don't know. It's just like one of those things where I almost want to just trade my first round pick every year for like 2/3 or something.
Right,
like
they get another second and another It's just it's like they always something stupid always happens, and you always feel played, especially when you have like it's gonna be Arizona Diamondbacks versus Texas Rangers in the World Series. How boring is that?
Absolutely, I can't believe the Rangers were even in it either. It's the craziest part. Like somebody said that the Rangers won because they took the shift away. They're like the Rangers are good now because there's no shift.
It's possible as long as the Astros are in it. I hate them, so that's good. Or the Red Sox, that's even better. I
would have wanted to see the Phillies play, honestly. Just
I actually was hoping
move over to baseball. Win. I like Bryce Harper, so
I do too. I was hoping the Phillies would win. But yeah, the guy on the screen, Austin Ekeler, another guy we were talking about, just kind of like Raheem Mostert, 14 carries for 45 yards, 2 targets, 1. You know what I mean? That's just not numbers that you're going to see Austin Ekeler have very often. Usually he gets his stuff from the targets. I don't know why they weren't targeting him. He's their best player.
Yeah, I should have put his. What was his snap percentage? Because I was looking at that afterward of the sense of like they're losing most of the game,
He should be in there, right?
The Chiefs have a sneaky good defense. I think is one of.
I do too. That is a thing that I've been starting them actually. The Chiefs have they have in fantasy they have the number 10 defense, so it's a top 10 defense. And really, the only reason they have it's not higher is because they had a couple down weeks. But they just got what's his name? Not Chandler Jones.
Chris Jones,
the dude from the Broncos, Chris Jones. They got Chris Jones back, and they just signed the dude from the Broncos.
Oh, they used to have him too. What's his name?
Yeah, the dude. I know who you're talking. I can't think of his name, but
all of his sacks are like most of his career sacks are like in the playoffs too. He's a good playoff player.
Yeah,
63% snap percentage for Austin Ekeler,
which is probably high for him. He doesn't play a ton of snaps. He's like Kamara. You know what I mean? He catches a lot of passes, but he comes out a lot. Well, not recently for Kamara, but more of like Sean Payton days when we had Ingram. He came out a lot. But, yeah, Austin Ekeler, that's just a fluke week. We put him in the ugly because you want a guy like Austin Ekeler to be that started to forget a guy who's always going to have at least enough points.
Week 1, Ekeler was RB2, 16 attempts, 117 yards and a touchdown, 4 catches, 47 yards. He was RB2, but he had 51% of the snaps. So he actually played more snaps this week and got 3 less targets. He only has – now he's been hurt, but he only has 13 targets on the year. Kamara had 14 targets in 1 week.
So who the heck was who were they targeting all game? We have Keenan Allen on. We have Keenan Allen on here, and we have McCaffrey. So who the heck was he targeting?
Josh Kelly had no targets.
So he was just throwing everything to.
He did have 7 rushes though, but he only played 37% of the snaps. So yeah, he had all the other snaps. Because it's 37 and 63 is 100. Yeah, so I mean. He just wasn't targeting the running backs. He was looking downfield. He was throwing to Josh Palmer and the tight end probably.
I guess. But yeah, that's just a fluke week. Hopefully, Austin Ekeler, Bijan, Cooper, Kupp, all 3 of those guys that we just put in the ugly category are going to bounce back this week. Probably going to be wide receiver 1, running back 1, and running back 2, in my opinion. Hopefully, the Falcons don't do that again. I'm going to be sketchy the whole time now, which sucks. But yeah, that's it. You got any other players you want to talk about?
No, I mean let's get to this trade shit because I got guys wanting to trade for Pollard in one league.
Okay. What league are we going to talk about?
What?
I want to talk about trade in 12-pack.
Yeah, because I know you want Pittman.
I want somebody. Unless you're like thinking that you have a chance of winning? Because you're 4-10, you're in 9th place.
I mean, I'm really just thinking about not getting last, so it's like I'm pretty good on that.
I don't think you have an issue there. I think the mixed breed, his team has that pretty locked up. It's pretty bad. So this is a guy that won last year. He traded away his future for this year. He is going to feel that. I don't think you have any chance of losing to those guys.
Right.
So I'm thinking like I said, for Michael Pittman, just because I need another receiver.
Let me look at your team here. Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, dude, if Metcalf's playing, you have solid deep, and you just got Deontay Johnson back.
So that's what I'm saying. I could probably trade you Deontay Johnson. He's somebody I could give you to keep you competitive.
Where's this dude kept? Because I might have to get him in the 11th round. What about a Deontay Johnson, Tajay Spears?
Ooh, I was hoping to keep Tajay.
Who were you?
So I was thinking maybe Tank Bigsby instead.
No, Bigsby has been so bad, dude. He's not
going to be a starter this year.
Yeah, but he has not looked fast.
That's because ETN's playing the whole game.
He hasn't had more than 27% of the snaps.
Yeah, but nobody else is getting carries at all. Like, he's the only other running back that comes on the field.
Dude, his most attempts were week 1, where he had 7 for 13.
Right, he's a backup running back. Tajay. I'm not going to give. I cannot give him up just because he's going to be a starter next year. I have to keep him.
Yeah, but you're trying to get somebody for this year. All right, so what about Dotson and Spears instead of Deontay Johnson?
Dude, I want to keep Tajay Spears.
Now you want to keep Dotson. You see
no. You can kick Dotson. That's fine. I want to keep Tajay is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but I took down Deontay instead of where's Marlon? Marlon, come on.
Yeah, but like Michael Pittman
and Spears.
I just don't think Michael Pittman is worth that. Like, if we're gonna take about it, we're gonna have to start talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and that. Then, dude, I mean, he's your 2nd round pick. You don't need him.
I mean, old Gibbyton. God, I can't believe
I would feel a lot more inclined to give you Spears if Gibbs was involved.
Yeah, but I'd be giving you a guy who you don't even start for a guy you're definitely going to start. Like, how's that help? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because this isn't about that. You're going to be getting keepers. You can keep
Michael Pittman is. You could still keep Michael Pittman. He's
no
a fourth round
way.
keeper next
I'm
year.
not keeping that for a fourth round.
He got drafted in that exact round, and now you want him.
So he's a fourth round keeper, as we were saying.
Yes.
He's a third round keeper then. Yeah, he's a third round keeper. I'm not picking him in the third round next year.
We don't got any bumps in this league?
No, we're not playing no bumps. Get out of here. And then you can keep Dotson for super late, and you can keep Tajay Spears super late.
How many fourth round picks did I have?
I'll give you
and Spears for Pittman.
Dotson and Spears for Pittman and Gibbs.
No way! That's dude. You know how quickly I would be dragging? They would kick me out of the league.
No, it's two good keepers for two non-keepers.
Dude, Gibbs might be a first round keeper next year.
And then look, I'll throw in. What round
Gibbs finally had his first good week, and I'm gonna trade him away. He had 28 points. He was RB3.
What bye week does the Bills have? Week 13. So I'd have to do it anyway. I'll throw in Brock Purdy because he's a 19th round keeper. 19th round keeper. He's
Marlon, are you hearing this?
He's QB9. I don't understand. Like, what am I? He's QB9.
I have Justin Fields, bro.
Dude, he sucks. Purdy's a number 22 overall player, dude. Top 20 player. I'm gonna give you, and you're telling me it's disgusting in the 9th round.
Purdy's a 9th round keeper too?
No, he's a 19th round keeper.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, that's.
I drafted him in the 20th round.
Dude, I have Goff, dude. I don't need no
like
Purdy.
37.
Dude, Goff isn't even 30. He's 29. He's QB8, number 17 overall in a later round. No way. Here's what if you want I'll do Pittman for Spears straight up. How about that?
Dude, I cannot give you Spears.
How are you wanting to get rid of this dude with no
guy.
ACLs and a backup running back?
Derrick Henry, he's 1,000,000 years old. He's gone after this year. I got the starting running back kept in the 10th round next year, and he looks good.
Yeah, but he's not gonna.
He is gonna play. Derrick Henry is gonna get traded. Derrick Henry might get traded before the year's up. I'll give you. So I got Gibson as well. Do you want him?
I have Antonio Gibson in another league. He's killing me. I don't even want to look at him.
He's going to get traded too, right? He's got to get traded to another team to have another opportunity. I'll give you Dotson and Bigsby for Pittman.
No.
And Bigsby is a 9th round keeper.
I just haven't liked Bigsby. Just watching him run, I'm like, nope, it's a no for me, dog. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really liking any of these dudes. Spears is like the only dude Spears and Dotson. I really think, where is Marlon? Do we need a Marlon in here? Spears and Dotson for Pittman.
I just feel like I can
solid.
I could trade Spears for a way better player than Pittman is what I'm saying. And I don't like any other guys.
I guess that might be true, honestly. So
it is. That's what I'm like thinking. I was like, I could still trade Gibbs, but Spears, but like it would have to be for somebody really good. And Pittman he had like 2 catches. He just so happened to take one to the house.
Right. Plus he plays the Saints next week, so Lattimore's going to lock
that too.
I was considering, like, when you were telling me you wanted him, I was just like, why? Like,
that's exactly. So why are you trying to make it so expensive? He's not even that. He's not even that great.
I just want Spears, dude. I got to get what I want out of this.
If you give me Gibbs too, then yeah, I'll throw him on there. Gibbs is running back 25, dude.
Let's see.
Carried the ball 11 times for 60 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 catch, and 9. That's a lot.
Gibbs just finally had his first good week. There's no way I'm trading him. My team might turn on, dude. You never know.
That's because David Montgomery is out.
Right.
And he'll be back though. That's the only thing.
I just wish he had I would do a Gibbs thing if you had like a different, like if you could give me Spears and somebody else that was a better.
I'll give
keeper.
you Spears and Deontay Johnson. No, Spears and Dotson for Pittman and Gibbs.
Spears, Dodson, and Deontay Johnson for Pittman and
No, not
Gibbs?
and Deontay Johnson. I'm gonna hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I said no and Dotson instead.
This is tough, dude. I don't know if we can do a live trade thing. We're gonna be here all night.
We can if you just gotta man up and do it.
I just have to say yes, so then I can get dragged in the chat. Oh, Blake's
you're not gonna get. You're just gonna be like, hey, look at the keeper value. That's all you're gonna be like. If they say anything, Connor's gonna say something. You say,
I might want to keep Gibbs in the first round next year.
Shut up.
You're telling me if I got
that?
If I have 112, I'm not keeping Gibbs, dude. He's a
beast. You could just pick him there if you want to. Nobody's gonna pick him in the first 11 picks.
What if Montgomery gets arrested?
Yeah, right.
Out for the year. Probably like a wife beater or something.
I'll trade him back to you. How about that?
Allegedly. Oh, thanks. He'll trade him back.
And I like those picks. So I'll keep the word.
All right, we're gonna table that one. It might not happen this week. When's the trade deadline?
Week 10. This is week 8. Okay,
we got some time.
All right. You're annoying. You're being like Connor right now.
I'm not being like Connor.
Mister, let's get closer.
No, let me tell you what being like Connor is. Connor offers me. This is being like Connor. Okay, Connor offers me AJ Dillon, a second-round pick for Tony Pollard.
Say it again.
AJ Dillon and a second and a third-round pick for Tony Pollard
in a rookie league. Rookie
draft. What I want with a second. He's like, don't forget the second rounds are flipping, so it's gonna be an early second. I'm like, dude, I don't want a second-round pick.
It's not though. That means if they're flipping, the second round isn't flipping. The second round stays the same. Connor's picks are Matt and Martin. Martin's pick might be high. Oh, they are flipping. If he's giving you one of Sev's, then yeah, it'll be the number 1 pick in the second round. Doesn't mean anything. The rookies aren't even that good.
That's what I'm saying. And he's like, come on, dude. I'm like, dude, give me something else.
No. So now you want to look at it in this league? Okay. You need help in that league for sure.
Oh, dude, my whole team.
You're 2-12. Yikes.
I'm getting that first. I might try to lose out and get that first round pick so Marlon will have to trade me 5 firsts.
That's a good idea. That would be a good choice. So we're not doing anything in there. I was looking at your team in 6-pack. Unless you're giving me Alvin Kamara, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
What do you mean? You should be trading me somebody. My team's coming on.
We have the same record.
Yeah, but I beat you.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if you beat me.
That means I'm ahead of you. I don't care about points scored.
I'm looking at the no.
It's another one of those points scored leagues. It's freaking dumb. Okay, I beat you. I'm ahead of you. I don't care what the points say. Okay, retarded.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me.
My team is stacked. I have Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, T.J. Hockenson, Laporta, Joe Mixon, Spears, and Chase.
Let me get one of those tight ends then. I need a tight end.
Okay, I'll give you either tight end, but I need a wide receiver.
Okay, I can do that. I got Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy just had his best game, I think. He's coming on.
Yeah, because they're about to trade him. I don't want him coming on.
That's good. You should if he's gonna get traded, that's even better.
Come on. I got a better team than you in this league. You gotta help me out, brother.
I'll give you Debo.
Why do you have both of those dudes? Oh,
I don't know, dude.
Let me go look at your team. Oh yeah, I forget that's the league where you shit the bed with wide receivers. You got to give me Mike Evans, dude.
No way for Sam Laporta, dude. This is why I can't talk trade with you.
What do you mean? You need a tight. Your tight end is Logan Thomas. Scores 8 points a week.
But I got to give you my best receiver for him.
Laporta's tight end 1 other than Kelsey.
No, he isn't.
And Kelsey doesn't count because he's got the Swift curse on him.
Dude, just leave me alone. I'm done with this.
Yeah, we gotta sign out. We're tapping out, guys. Now you can see how hard it is to trade with me. It's impossible.
He's the worst.
I'll never give away my players. I lose on.
He's gonna go down with the ship.
Yeah, that's right. This captain goes down with the ship like Titanic. Okay. Peace out, guys. Let's tap out. Don't forget, I'm 2-0 against Eric this year in certain leagues, so that's why he missed last week. All right, guys. Tap out. Peace.